A desolate area shrouded in cold winds, snow-covered roads, and a terrifying tale buried beneath that snow. This story takes us back a few years, beginning in a mental hospital called Glivenly Sanatorium. The year was 1974. This hospital housed patients who were more like animals than humans. Three brothers, Three Finger, Sawtooth, and One Eye, had been declared insane since childhood, and doctors had tried unsuccessfully to keep them calm by giving them tranquilizers, injecting them, and tying them to their beds. But one day, everything changed. A new doctor, Dr. Ryan, arrived at the hospital. Her approach was different from the others. She believed that if these patients were treated like humans, their mental state might improve. But the rest of the staff took her advice lightly. One day, Dr. Ryan tries to feed Three Finger without tying him up, but Three Finger pounces on her. In no time, the three brothers break free, and the bloodbath begins. First, they kill the warden, then the other nurses and the doctor. In an operating room, they tie up a nurse and cut her body alive. They cook and eat her flesh, and then drink her blood. The white walls of the hospital turned red. That night, there was no silence, only screams that remained trapped in the walls. Cut to the present. The story returns to the present. Some college students are on a snow vacation. 8 friends, Kanya, Sarah Brissett, Vance, Cartier, Daniel, Chris, and Julian. They are having fun with their snowmobiles and are heading to a mountainous area where a friend has a cabin. But then a heavy snowfall begins and they lose their way. They see an old building in the distance. It is the Glenvin Sanatorium, trapped in the snow. They all decide to spend the night there. The building is dilapidated and desolate, but it is warm inside and provides shelter from the snow. As they go deeper, they discover the rooms of an old hospital, operating theaters, prisons, and wards that once housed insane patients. Blood stains the walls, old stretchers, rusty tools, and torn straitjackets. Sarah and Bridget find it all fascinating, as if it were the set of a horror movie. The others join in the fun. Some even start dancing, but someone is secretly watching them. The three brothers, Three Finger, Sawtooth, and One Eye, are still alive and hiding in the same hospital, having lived there for years. Behind those walls, feeding on human flesh, the game of death begins one by one as night falls. Daniel becomes the first victim. He goes to the bathroom alone, and then a shadow follows him. The door closes, and then there is only a scream. The next day, his other friends are nowhere to be found. As they search for him, they find a table in a corner, a large tray on which rests Daniel's skinned, still living body. His veins are visible, he is still breathing, but the next moment a knife is plunged into his chest. Everyone is terrified, but it is too late. The story has changed. From the fun of the holidays to the struggle for survival, Three Finger and his brothers are roaming the entire hospital. No corner is safe. Katia somehow manages to escape, but she gets trapped in an elevator, and when it plummets, her body is crushed like a millstone. The surviving friends gather and try to escape, but the doors are locked, the windows are iron, and outside there is a blizzard. They realize this isn't just an old building, it is a trap, and they're trapped in the terrifying madness that has been brewing there for years. As night deepens, the echo of death grows louder in every corner of the Glenville Sanatorium. Every remaining boy and girl is tossed about between fear and suspicion. Outside, there is a blizzard, and inside, the three shadows of madness, Three Finger, Sawtooth, and One Eye, are now roaming freely. Julian and Vicens find an old map which tells them there is a service tunnel beneath the hospital that might lead out the back door. Together, they prepare to flee toward that tunnel. But on the way, Bridget and Sarah are left behind. Then suddenly, Three Finger attacks from the darkness. He swings an axe at Bridget and smashes her head against the wall. The walls turn red with blood. Sarah is terrified, but runs for her life and somehow manages to join the others. All that is left are Sarah Kenyon, Julian, and Vicens. All four enter the service tunnel. It is dark, stuffy, and the walls are damp all around. But now this is the only way out. But even in the tunnel, the madmen are chasing them. At one point, Vicens looks back and Sawtooth pounces on him from behind. He grabs Vicens' neck, throws him against the iron grill, and then leaves him there to die. Julian, Sarah, and Vicens somehow manage to climb out of the tunnel. They find a room where weapons and old tools are kept. The three decide that running away will no longer suffice. They must fight these monsters, and then the battle begins. Together, they trap Three Finger and his brothers. They lock them in a room. They close the door with a heavy chain and pour petrol on it, setting it on fire. Screams echo through the room, flames rise, and those three madmen who have been burning, biting, and eating others now face the consequences. The three friends, Sarah, Julian, and Kenya, rush out. The snow is still falling, but it is morning. They hear the sound of a helicopter somewhere in the distance. They think it is all over. But a few hours later, a post-credits scene shows Kenya traveling alone on a Somo mobile, when suddenly Three Finger appears behind her with an axe. Despite being completely burned alive, his laughter resonates. That same insane laughter, meaning the game isn't over yet.